Welcome back, campaigners. It's David, aka Faramir4731. So, last episode we fended off Sweden in Lithuania, pushed them back to Riga, and then we went and we took that, and then we went down and we laid siege to Venice. So we're preparing for the taking of Venice now. Don't forget to leave a comment on this episode, like and subscribe, as it does help the channel. Now let's get right to this battle in Venice. Alright, so we're bringing our artillery forward. We're going to be assaulting the corner as usual, and we will take our lines forward. Now they do have two artillery outside the fort on this corner, because I am attacking the back side of the fort. And I knew this would be kind of risky, but this would be the easiest way, I thought, to assault this fort. So I send my cav forward here to knock out this artillery, or at least keep it busy while my artillery pushes forward. You can see I take a lot of fire from the crew up on the battlements, and now my cav is in pretty bad way, so I'm going to have to pull it out. So hopefully I can get it out before it routs. And I do, and this one artillery crew does lay chase, so I'm going to be able to lay another charge onto it. That was kind of an interesting scream. Exactly what he said. So there we go, we knock out that artillery crew. Now we're just gonna see if we can lay some fire down on them with our artillery. And now we're gonna send the cav in to see if we can just give a knockout blow here. I didn't realize I still had another shot left on that artillery, so my cav takes another shot from friendly fire there. Great. Quite a few, actually. So try to get them out. They end up routing, but also the artillery crew does as well. So you can see here, the Venetians are going to send forward another group of cav here to come after me. Or I'm sorry, those are citizens. And we are going to be able to quickly dispatch them. They will end up coming back because they were only broken, and so I'm just going to be able to whittle this part of the wall away and then start working on the corner. Okay, so that unit did come back, like I said, and we did shift over a line. I actually missed seeing it at first, and I think they did get a couple shots on me before I did notice it, but my line does get over, and it only takes a couple volleys and they are done. And that unit is no more. But over here on the left, we are going to be dealing with some cav. It was part of the reinforcement army. So I do have my line and square taking some shots on them while my other line just held them off. And you can see they're coming out of the fort pretty darn fast. So things are going to get pretty hairy here. Pardon the pun. So it's now time to go ahead and shift back. I got another cav unit going to be coming in from the back. You can see it rolling on the off the screen on the right side, and you can see another unit coming in as a reinforcement as well. So I'm going to use one line to hold off that cav on the flank, while all my other units fend off the lines coming forward. Got a great first volley on that cav. And we are quickly dispatching all the units that came out of the fort. Their Cav unit does seem to hold out for quite a while, but they finally do give up. Somebody got shot right in the face. They're out of there. Okay, so with them dispatched, we're just going to keep running down some of these troops so they don't come back. And we shift forward, up closer to the fort. And these guys in the fort now don't seem to want to come out. I was hoping they would follow their friends out to their certain doom, but they did not want any part of it. I guess they saw their countrymen get mowed down by us, and they weren't having it. So, as an effort to pull them out, I am going to have to look at what I can do to encourage them. And what better way than with some canister shot? If that doesn't seem to be doing the trick, I'm only getting minimal damage because they're just barely in range, as you can see. So I will end up shifting into solid shot because I figure I can run right down their line, and it actually does really well. So you can see here from these shots, just strafing straight down the lines. So that does encourage them to start coming forward. So now we're going to get to have some more fun. And this is going to be a circle shoot. Not something else. Yeah, we don't want it to be that other thing. We won't mention that. But anyways, we're going to be able to take advantage of blasting them from every side. So we're ready for the next victim. Here they come. Mucho destruction coming your way. At first I was, that Cav coming forward was a little scary because I thought it was going for my heart. They're just like perfectly lined up just for my shrapnel, my canister shot to go straight down all of their units. It's just beautiful. So this is just mass rout city here. As soon as they step out of the fort, they lose their morale boost and they're gonna bust. Go running. So I'm going to need to run these guys down because I don't want them coming back. Because a lot of them still have in the 70s and 80s of men. So we're going to have to do our best to keep them dropping some of their men so we won't see them again. So down to the last 3 units in the fort and 2 artillery, or the 2 other units you can see way over in the top of the screen. They're not going to pose any threat to us in this. So we're going to pretty much wrap this battle up. As you can see, the next 2 units in the fort are already starting to... One of them is routed and the other one's about to go. And then after we take those down, it's all over. Just need to get them out of there. Looks like they're slowly creeping forward. This is what's so great about siege battles. They can take a lot of time, but they can be quite fun. Alright, so we're down to the last unit in the fort. He's just like hanging in there like a, well, I don't want to be foul, but like something kind of hanging on when you're sitting down somewhere. If you know what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to switch to cannonballs so we can strap those right down their sides. But I'm going to go ahead and send some of my guys to the walls, and that pretty much ends it. And I will have a confession here. So this battle that you just saw, actually right after the battle, the game crashed, like right after it. So I had to fight it all over again. So this is a perfect reason why after you fight a battle, you should save your game, so you don't have a crash and lose everything you just fought for. Same reason you should always save a game right before a battle as well, so you don't, if it does crash during the battle or something happens where you get called away, you don't have to do everything to build all the way back up to that point. It's a good saving point for you. It's just a good form of habit to get in. And the same thing after the battle, make sure you save your game right after the battle. And I'm still bad about forgetting to do it. So just words of advice from somebody that's gotten pissed off from losing everything and having to go back and redo it. It's not very fun, especially if you have a really amazing battle. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just going through getting everything fixed back up, and some of my trades are being blockaded, so I have to do something about that. But all in all, my economy is doing pretty good, and I don't really have any complaints there. Things are going along pretty swimmingly, if you will. Especially now that we have a foothold in Italy, extremely rich lands, and we're just adding more wealth to our region, our empire, that is. Now we're about to start pushing forward into Sweden as well, and Sweden is going to be also another region, or group of regions rather, that have a lot of wealth to them, as well as benefits with ports and other great things that you can use to expand, number one, your navy and your trade routes.
There is unused land suitable for farming in this region. Building farms here will help the population to grow over time and produce trading.
Okay. So almost got all this stuff fixed up, and feeling pretty good about my armies as well. They're doing pretty well, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our next move. We're going to go after Istanbul. So I'm going to land a force right here, the one that was in Crimea. Take my fleet back over. My fleet of one ship. So yeah, there's not much defending Istanbul, and this is going to help hopefully pull some of those Ottoman forces away from my southern regions, so that we don't end up losing any of those like Hungary or Transylvania. Okay. Looks like Russia still has control of St. Petersburg, so we're going to go after Finland and see about taking that region. And then once we take it, that's a region that might be a good one to trade to Cortland. Not really a big necessity to keep a hold of Finland. It'd just be a region that we'd have to stick around in for longer than we need to, when I could make money off it through trade and again through my protectorate. I'm more interested in taking the regions that matter at this point. Now there's an army you can see here from Venice still left, because they still do have some regions in the south. So we're going to have to do something about that. But what exactly we're going to do is the question. Because I still got these Ottoman forces here as well. So I have to be prepared for that. Alright. Other than that, my eastern borders are pretty secure now. Especially due to the fact you know, all of my border on the east is with Russia, which is an ally, and the southern border is really my most contended part right now, as we're pushing back Sweden in the north. And here, speaking of the contested, here comes the Ottomans to contest my forces here in the south. So you can see my guys looking like it's World War I and trench warfare. And I don't have much. I just got 3 militia and 2 citizens. So this is going to be a pretty tough battle. And I'm going to try and use these trenches as protection as much as possible. You can see here, I do end up getting charged by the unit on the left, but I'm using 2 of my units to shoot down this unit on the right. And now it's time to throw my heroes in, my citizens. We'll throw them into melee here in a second just to keep them tied up. But this is my general unit on the left, so that's what concerns me on my left, is if I lose that general, it's going to be very hairy situation. So I'm going to send one of my units from the right over to assist, as I got my heroes in here to tie up the unit on the right. So yeah, throwing down pretty good there. And then now that I've got 2 units on the left flank, I think I can win that pretty easily. And really, I don't care, you know, on the right flank how many of my hero units get shot up. It doesn't really matter at this point. The main thing is that I'm able to come out of this as clean as possible with my 3 militia units. So the right flank is defeated, so we won that side pretty easily. And now we're about to defeat the right flank. And then we've just got the 2 artillery units, which they'll be tricky in their own right to defeat. And I don't know where my unit is going. He's charging all kinds of crazy. It's like he's getting second thoughts. Alright. So the benefit here is his guy's already tired. My guy shouldn't be that exhausted, being that he was sitting there shooting. So my guy should be able to whip him in melee, hopefully. So we'll push through him a little bit and then push back into a charge. That pretty much wipes him out. Okay, so with them all taken care of, I'm going to push my units forward, try to take out this artillery, and I get canistered, and one of my militia goes ahead and routes on me. So, yeah. And then, again, with the stupid charge, I mean, he's going all kinds of snaky wakey here. It's ridiculous. So I'm getting canister shotted. Yeah, I mean, I should have been into him after he canistered the other unit and not really had too much problem, but whatever. Now that I'm into him, I should be able to take off these handful of men with swords, right? You would think, right? But yeah, not so much. My guys break. Can you believe this? My guys break. I haven't even lost my general. So I lose the battle. I lose lose Transylvania. Brilliant. And he comes after my fleet, so I'm going to retreat them. Luckily, he doesn't lay pursuit, so hopefully I can squeak it back into that port so we can keep Crimea safe. So yeah, something bad happening here. Sweden wanting peace, that ain't happening. Promise you that. So let's go ahead and take on this. There's not much resistance, so we'll auto-resolve and we get the victory. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can see that. Yeah. So I didn't take too much damage out of him. And this is going to be a good region to hold on to. It's a strategic port. I can basically, once I get my fleets going in the south, I should be able to stop up any kind of transports into the Black Sea. and that would be very helpful for me. Huh, you get the rhyme? I thought it worked out pretty well. Anyway, so I've got another army coming in. Hopefully I'll be able to take out the Ottomans that took Transylvania. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do with my army here in Venice. Okay. So this Venetian army we got to deal with, and they don't really have a great army here, so I'm not terribly worried. I say terribly, but obviously I don't want to go in like an idiot and get destroyed, so I'm going to try and bring my artillery up here at an angle at their artillery, and hopefully take out their artillery here pretty easy. So I'm just going to kind of creep up my lines so I can get some shots on him, and then I'll fold back. Now he does have canister, but I figure a couple volleys and I should be able to take out their artillery. At least that's in theory. So I do take down some of his artillery unit, but I had to pull back, and because he was starting to push into me. And so I do so where I can get my artillery to shoot up his lines, which, if I can get my unit selections correct. Yep. So now I've got only 3 units. One of them is the artillery, so I'm going to go ahead and bayonet the artillery unit. Hopefully my guy doesn't rout like the last battle. That was totally sad, but anyways, my canister on these 2 units is having a nice effect on them. Now, they do send in a line to help that artillery unit, so I've got to do something there, because this is just a poor militia unit. So, going to have to send up my lines to assist, and now here comes in his general. I even forgot about him because he was so quiet in this battle. Now I'm a little scared he's going to sweep around and get my art, but he doesn't. He pushes into my lines, so I form square with one of them, and I am able to beat this line that was helping the artillery. Thank God for that. I want to definitely run as many of these guys down. We don't want them coming back to cause us any more problems. Okay, so that threat is wiped out. So okay, so that's going to wrap up this episode. Please comment, like, and subscribe. We'll see you in a couple days for the next episode. Thanks again, everyone.